And we will begin our wonderful ceremony. My name is Patricia Tooker, and I am so proud to say that I'm the Dean of the Evelyn Spiro School of Nursing and delighted to be here today for our second degree cohort graduation ceremony, if you will, but more importantly, our presentation of pins. This morning, you're going to hear a lot about our school. You're going to hear what this particular group of students went through for the last 15 months. If you haven't heard every story already, you're going to hear another one. You're going to hear about the pin, the presentation of the pin that is bestowed on every graduate. I would like to say in every school throughout the United States. It is a wonderful ceremony that is very specific to schools of nursing, that designates our school in a pin with the history behind it. Every school of nursing has a different pin. Years ago, every school of nursing had a different pin and a different cap. We've moved beyond the cap, although some of us still have our caps, but you'll learn why we encourage our students not only to be here tonight, but to purchase a pin. I would like to welcome all of you, family, friends, husbands, wives, siblings, partners, babies, cousins, you name it, who have come here to celebrate your loved one's journey. It's been wild, as I'm sure you know. This accelerated program started at Wagner a little over 10 years ago, if my math is correct. And it began out of an outcry from the industry for more nurses. We need more nurses, and we need them rather quickly, but educated at the level that particularly Wagner strives for. We started with about 10 students. I think we went to 20. Shortly after, we were at 40. And we've had classes as high as almost 80. Now, this is going jointly with my traditional students, who are the students, like your loved ones, who went to a college like a Wagner for their first degree. So we have traditional students and we have second degree students, and we're bringing in close to set anywhere between 60 and 80 every fall. So I think we're doing our part at Wagner to help bring more nurses into the industry. I know we're doing our part in creating some of the best and brightest. For those of you that don't know, Wagner, we also have graduate studies, family nurse practitioner, and we also have doctoral programs. I want to welcome everyone on behalf of our president, Angelo Aramo, who is not here. He's in meetings, along with our provost, Dr. Tarsha Stanley, who without their guidance and support, we all wouldn't be here. But without any further ado, let me welcome the graduating class of December 2022. Waiting on the music. Have to have music. Please welcome our graduates. Thank you. Please be seated. As you can only imagine, it takes an army, as they say, or a team. As an athlete, a good portion of my life, I always think of the teamwork, and I certainly couldn't do what I do every day without the team that I lead every single day at Wagner. They are incredibly talented. They are incredibly bright. They give and give and give every single day. They are experts in their own fields. Some are still working, as many are, in their areas of expertise, and they contribute to the lives of young ones by educating them every single day at Wagner. We're short-staffed, just like any healthcare organization or school, and I'm just amazed every day at their abilities. I want them to stand if they would, and I have staff here as well that on my right and left hands, or my two right hands every single day. I thank them for all that they do. Please stand if you would. I got it. Okay, a few housekeeping rules, if you will. It is a theater, so I would ask that everybody have theater etiquette on their minds and we silence our phones. We have a photographer here who will be taking beautiful pictures. So I encourage folks, when their loved ones are up here being pinned, to also be polite and try to keep the pictures to a minimum. It's hard to say no pictures at all, but as you can understand, if you're flashing, our photographer's pictures won't be the quality that we want them to be. They're beautiful, you will be amazed, and they will be available as early as the weekend. And it's top quality, so you will have the opportunity to have beautiful portraits. We're also videoing, and we will have the link to the pictures and the video up as early as this weekend. Public safety has asked if anyone needs transportation back to their cars at the end of the ceremony. We'll locate somewhere over here where the ramp is. We will also do a group shot at the end of the ceremony, where the entire class will be photographed in the front as well. So I think that's about it. Okay. I would like to welcome a very dear colleague and friend who has added so much to this program each and every year, and that is Chaplain Holly Bonner, who has come here to do the blessing of the hands for our students. Holly?
Good morning, everybody. Before we begin, I want to explain the significance of today's blessing. So the blessing of the hands has long been a symbolic gesture to recognize the healing hands and the work of nurses. And regardless of your religious affiliation, all scripture and early houses of worship used oil for the purposes of anointing. So prophets, priests, and kings were anointed as a sign to the community that the person had a special role, a mission, a call for a greater purpose. And each of the Wagner nursing students here today is affirming their purpose. You have chosen to dedicate your lives to the service of others. Now, because of COVID, I can't physically anoint each of your hands with oil, but this act of this blessing is no less symbolic. You must never forget that nurses are the eyes, the hands, and the ears of the Almighty Creator. So I want to ask each of you to cup your hands together and just place them right in front of you as in a seated position. And I'm going to give you the blessing. Blessed be the works of these hands. Blessed be the hands that have touched life. Blessed be these hands that have nursed pain. Blessed be these hands that have embraced with passion. Blessed be these hands that have been tasked with caring for our community. May each of you be blessed with the spirit of gentleness and a heart that is tender. May you be blessed with the spirit of strength shining within you. May you be blessed with the spirit of courage, daring to be who you are. With this blessing, the Wagner College community prays that your hands and hearts are strengthened for the work that lies ahead. We pray that each of you are compassionate to human need, tender and strong in your care for one another as fellow nurses, genuine in your friendships, and always, always faithful to your commitment to this special ministry. May our God of many names bless and protect each of you as you fulfill your divine purpose. Your hands have been blessed to go forth and serve the world. Amen.
Thank you so much, Holly. I'm always amazed at why someone would want to come back to school for a second degree after acquiring a baccalaureate degree already. This particular group has a unique background. Some have come right from school. Some have waited and worked a little bit. Some have made drastic changes in their lives. Our student speakers will give you a little bit of a background on this particular cohort. But I'm also amazed and so pleased that we have folks that want to go into nursing, particularly today, when many are running away from nursing, particularly after the pandemic and all that we've had to experience. I'm delighted that this group is not part of our COVID cohort. They went through the 15 months in person, in clinical settings, unlike many of the groups behind them. The last few years were incredibly challenging. And I'm sure you heard stories, have experienced many losses, yet you chose nursing. Yet you chose nursing at a time that we need you the most. I don't usually read. I usually try to speak from the heart, but I have a piece that I've saved over the years, and I don't read it at all the pinning ceremonies, but I felt in particular that it was necessary to read this tonight because I've gotten to know this group a little bit better than past groups because I was able to teach them in a class because we're a little short-staffed, and I taught them this past semester. So this is a piece I found in probably a magazine, can't say a scholarly journal, but the title of it is I Save Lives. You? This powerful statement illustrates what nurses do. The author of this article writes, while recently traveling on business, I noticed a billboard with a picture of a police officer on it. The caption said, I save lives. What do you do? What a powerful statement and a great way to illustrate the significant work police officers do. The same billboard could be used for nurses because when all is said and done, that is the essence of what we do. We save lives and we improve lives. No matter what specialty or work setting we're in, the impact is significant and far-reaching. It's always challenging to convey this to outsiders, what we do in terms that are meaningful to them. There is still the widespread belief that the nurses are the helpers to the physician, obediently and selflessly following orders. What most people, even some nurses, fail to recognize is that nursing is an independent, autonomous profession. It is a knowledge-based profession with its own body of science, research, and practice standards. Nurses develop their own plan of care for patients, just as physicians do. We use critical thinking skills, initiate life-saving measures, and conduct comprehensive, precise evaluations and monitoring. We teach, counsel, coach, nurture, and support. We are healthcare experts in our own right. Nurses possess a great body of healthcare knowledge and experience, even right out of nursing school. And while part of our job is sometimes to coordinate orders and treatments, we do not blindly follow orders. We interpret, we translate, we evaluate, and we apply judgment. We also consult with others and advise other members of the healthcare team. We then skillfully plan, implement, administer, manage, and coordinate all aspects of care to establish standards of nursing practice. When I'm out in non-healthcare circles and people find out I'm a nurse, some say with a tinge of a little bit of disgust in their voice, oh, I could never do what you do. And I often respond, you're right, you probably can. Nursing is not for everyone. It's challenging to have someone's life, health, and well-being in your hands at all times. When people sympathetically say nurses work so hard, I sometimes respond, yes, it is hard work saving lives, promoting health and wellness, and improving the welfare of the world. But the question I find more remarkable and annoying is, you're so intelligent. Why didn't you become a doctor? It's as if intelligent people become doctors and less intelligent people become nurses. When I was recently asked that question for the first time in decades, I gave the questioner my standard answer. It is precisely because I am so intelligent, and I chose nursing. Nursing and medicine are two entirely different career paths. One is not an elevated version of the other. I chose nursing because it keeps me in close proximity to healthcare consumers, where I believe I can do the most good. Don't ever underestimate the amount of intelligence, science, and the skills needed to be a great nurse. We make it look easy because we're so good at what we do. So the next time someone asks, what do you do? Consider responding, I save lives and improve health. I'm a nurse. What do you do? In your program, you will see that we have student speakers. Typically, we ask the class who would like to speak. And we typically get a few names, and we typically have a little contest where the students will write the speech and then the faculty read the speeches, and we work to choose those speeches that we feel best signify the students. This year, we only had one student step up, and that is Alana Leader, and she will be speaking about the class as well as the presentations of the pin and why the pin is so significant. Shortly afterwards, we had a student that reached out and said, I'd like to speak. And I said, great, write something, we'll read it, and we'll see if we can work it into the program, of which of course we will. Unfortunately, the programs had been sent down to print. So we do have a second speaker in Sammy Hendy, and we'll call him up shortly after Alana. But right now, it's my pleasure to welcome Alana up to the podium. Good.
Morning. When I sat down to write this speech, I first thought of where we started, and it wasn't fundamentals or pharmacology. It wasn't even the TEAS exam or the prerequisites. We all started off in different careers and in different first degrees. Some students started off as accountants, others teachers or working as certified medical assistants. Some students pursued their first degree in psychology, biology, or even business. But no matter where we started, our path led us here to this day where we become one step closer to becoming nurses as we become pinned today. The pinning ceremony is a unique tradition within nursing that marks the completion of a nursing student's studies and signifies our readiness to serve our communities. The history of the ceremony began with none other than the mother of modern nursing, Florence Nightingale. For her exceptional military nursing and devotion in contemporary approaches during the Crimean War, Queen Victoria awarded Nightingale the Red Cross of St. George. Nightingale herself then went on to award her top nursing graduates with the Maltese Cross in the mid-1800s. Not long after, it became custom at the Nightingale School of Nursing that all graduating nurses receive a badge of the Maltese Cross. Soon, nursing programs throughout England and the United States began incorporating pinning with their own custom pins into their graduating ceremonies. The first pinning in the United States took place right here at Bellevue Hospital in 1880. The pin featured a crane that signified vigilance that was circled by a blue band for constancy and an outer band of red that represented mercy and relief of suffering. Today, the pin that each Wagner nursing student will receive consists of a palm branch, a trumpet, a sword, and an open Bible, which represent victory and peace, sounding of impending glory, power and courage, and the light of life, respectively. We finished this program victorious. We're ready to bring peace to our communities. We've come out glorious as we have fulfilled all of our requirements to complete the curriculum and prepare to sit for our licensure exams. Each student has become more courageous in their own skills and capabilities during clinical hours and simulations, and we prepare to be beacons of light to those in need. If it were not for the efforts of our professors putting together preceptorships in every single hour we spent in the hospital for clinicals, we would not have the skills, patient care capabilities, or courage that we take with us from Wagner today. I also could not go without mentioning the class schedules that the nursing department puts together tirelessly for every single cohort each and every semester. They put together hours worth of classes and materials for us, place each of us into hospitals for clinicals, which I should mention hasn't been easy since COVID. The nursing department also puts together schedules for simulations and then have to deal with every single one of us emailing them because we see a CVS receipt long list of classes. I'm sorry, this probably won't ever change. Each of the nursing professors has their own characteristics, methods of teaching, and nursing specialty that sets them apart from each other. The one specific thing that they all share in common is their goal to see the next generation of nurses be the best that there is. I've never seen a group of professors that's so dedicated to their profession or to their students. If I ever felt myself struggling, I knew I could reach out to one of many professors who could help me plan out my schedule better, explain class material, or just lend an ear when something was upsetting to me. It's something special when you have an entire department of incredibly approachable professors. It's truly been the greatest honor to have been taught by such brilliant, compassionate, and driven women. With that being said, and on behalf of the entire class, thank you. I'm so sorry. That was only the first thank you, but I appreciate the applause there. It's been a long 15 months. The program sometimes felt like it was flying by, and there were times where a week felt like it could have been a month. Just when we finished one exam, we began studying for another. I can't count on all fingers and toes how many times someone said to me, "Another exam? You just took one yesterday." If we weren't studying for an exam, we were completing in-person and online simulations, clinicals, care plans, singing class nearly every day. The amount of work we put in seemed so daunting at the time, but now it's all over. We gave up our personal time to constantly study and complete assignments to make those we love and those who supported us proud. It goes without saying, as hard as we studied and as much work as we put into this program, our efforts only go as far as our support goes. So on behalf of the entire class, I'm saying thank you, but don't applaud yet. Thank you to every mother and father, brother and sister, significant other, best friend, and everyone in between. You all understood the sacrifice it would take when each student here signed up for nursing school, nonetheless an accelerated program. Each of you likely dealt with a few meltdowns and probably a few minor panic attacks. Thank you for being understanding if we couldn't make it for a special occasion or if we had to leave early. There aren't enough thank yous that we could express for everything you've done for us in the past 15 months. And as tough as nursing school was, we really had some fun. And it's actually kind of funny thinking back to where we first started. Whether you've had a previous career in a hospital or not, we were all guilty of having butterflies on our first day in the hospital. We were all anxious giving an aspirin to a patient for the first time. We were nervous about putting a catheter or a suction apparatus into a simulator in SimLab. You guys remember the first time we had to do CPR in the simulator and his wig was falling off and he was smiling at you? And you thought this really couldn't be like the longest round of CPR in the history of CPR? But then we moved on and we matured pretty quickly. Some of us saw C-sections and natural births in L&D or stroke codes and seizures in the ED. We saw cardiac catheterizations, learned how to properly apply PPE for isolation precautions. We've become fluent in giving oral, IV, and IM medications. This might all sound frightening to the nursing students we were when we started, but I have to admit, I wouldn't have picked any other career or program. One final note. Being that we are second-degree students, we bring to the nursing field as new graduates a little more wisdom and maturity, but we also have experience from prior degrees and careers that make us stand out from others. We have all already started to think about what unit we might want to start our career in. No matter what unit it is, whether it be ED, L&D, ICU, Peds, or as a midwife, remember the skills you learned here as a Wagner nursing student, but incorporate your previous degree or career if applicable. This nursing career for many will be very gratifying, and I wish every student the best of luck on the NCLEX and in their nursing career. I'd like to leave you all with a quote that will stick with me for the rest of my nursing career. Trust the process. Thank you.
I'd like to welcome Sam Kennedy to the podium. I'd like to say one of the most popular students in this cohort, but there was a few, but Sam definitely is up there at the top.
Thank you, Dean.
They want to just adjust that.
Sure. Hey, everyone. Congratulations to second degree nursing students. After a long 15 months of rigorous studying and testing, we made it. My name is Sama, and it's my pleasure to speak on the behalf of my class. I'm a man of many things: a husband, father, taxi driver, refugee, and immigrant. I have a background in veterinary science and pharmaceutical. Despite my advanced degree in Egypt, I choose to do nursing because I love the idea of being able to care for people in need. As a father and a husband of household, being in this program definitely challenging. There were days where my youngest one, Thomas, would sit on my lap while I was studying for tests. For me personally, my family had to make a lot of accommodation and sacrifice for brighter future. My lovely wife had to pick up an extra shift to make a living. I slept only 4 hours a day during the program to study and drive late night to support my family. I have to give up my bonding time with my kids to study. Although we had a lot of challenges against us, we had many things to celebrate through our 15 months. We had and will have new members of the family to be added. We cheered and cried for our colleagues. Without my friend, I don't know how I would have made it through this program. There are many things that I have to obtain from this program, but I'm thankful that I was able to make lifelong friends. All of us have had our own challenges. Over the last 15 months, challenge that made nursing school harder than we thought it would be. In spite of this challenge, we made it. I'm proud of each and every one of you for making it past the finish line. I know and I'm confident that we will all be a nurse that can provide care that is needed in our respective careers. Thank you for the professor, clinical instructor, and all of the staff from the nursing program. Thank you to all the graduates. Your studying and sacrifice were worth it. Thank you to Lee Manchester for your daily email about parking. I love you all and congratulations. Thank you.
Only Sam, only Sam. That was beautiful, Alana and Sammy. Thank you. Okay, the part of the ceremony that everybody's been waiting for, I'd like to welcome Dr. Michelle Romano up to the podium where she will be announcing the students and the significant person in their life that will be penning them. Michelle? I'm going to take you up through that.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Congratulations, everyone. This is an exciting time. So I'm going to read the name of the student and who will be pinning them. So Emily Aiello. And she will be pinned by her mom, Patricia. Alyssa Bakalam is going to be pinned by her mother, Lilibeth, who is also a nurse. Alexandra Calabro is going to be pinned by her mother, Lisa Calabro. Bella Cardenas, going to be pinned by her father, Cesar Cardenas. Daniel Cassidy, being pinned by his mother, Debbie Cassidy.
You are next alphabetically to pin someone. Can you line up on the right-hand side? If you see that there's 4 or 5 people in front of you and you're next.
Minju Cho is going to be pinned by her best friend, Vivian Kim, who she looks up to and respects very much, and is also a nurse. David Choi is going to be pinned by his girlfriend, Paulina. Amanda Costello, who's being pinned by her mother, Lisa Costello. Rebecca Cruz, who's being pinned by her mom, Diana. Lorenzo De More, who's being pinned by his mother. Okay, so for those of you who are pinning our students, could you follow the program and line up on the, let's say, the right side or left side of me, right side of you, behind Professor Woody? So Professor Woody, just raise your hand quickly. So Karina Davidou is going to be pinned by her younger brother, David. Michael Fiorito will be pinned by his mom. Here she comes. Robert Bishop, who's being pinned by his mom, Kathleen. Sonia Garofalo, who's being pinned by her fiance, Dylan. Thomas Sherbino, being pinned by his mother, who is also a nurse. Vivian Gorgieva, being pinned by her brother, Divko Gorgieva. Keon Hagan, being pinned by his mom, Zarin Hagan. Sameh Hendi, being pinned by his wife, Maya, and his sons, Taras and Thomas. Kai Huang, being pinned by mom. Regina Jude, being pinned by her mom. Gabriela Kaminska, being pinned by her mom. Madeline LaBarbera, being pinned by her mother, Rosa.
Alana Leader, being pinned by her boyfriend, Tim Cruz. Jessica Liao, being pinned by her sister. Vanessa Liu, being pinned by her boyfriend, Christian. Zibo Liu, being pinned by his girlfriend, Linda. Kristen Luisi, being pinned by her grandmother, Lisa. Emily Maresca.
Let's go, Evelyn!
Emily being pinned by her wife, Dr. Nina Maresca, who is a nurse, a Wagner alumni, and also an adjunct faculty here at Wagner College. And there's a little person that needs to be announced. Who's that little person? Adele. Nice. Oh, wonderful. Oh. And some more people underneath that robe. Come on. Olivia Martinelli, being pinned by her mother, Patricia Martinelli. Nicolette Matviak, being pinned by her 1-year-old son, Michael, and Peter. Anna Melnick, being pinned by her husband, Daniil Yarulis. Oh, and 2 more people. And, her daughter and son. Grace Murphy, being pinned by her mother, Kathleen Murphy. Not on this board. Natalia Miranda is being pinned by her husband. Stephanie Negrillo, being pinned by her sister. Seville Nimetuli Ava, being pinned by her mother, Sonia. No, I got the wrong person. So sorry. Husband, yes. Eldar. God, I skipped. Oh. Jamie Ocampo, being pinned by her mother, Sonia. Another nurse. Yes, she is. She is a nurse. Gabrielle Ostrometsky. Being pinned by Brother Daniel. I got this, it's all mixed up over here. You have to see this list. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, this is hysterical. You can't make it up. You have to see this list. It's all mixed up. That's a big sun. I'm telling you, as an L&D nurse, that's impressive. Danielle Palucci. So, being pinned by her mother, Kate. Allison Palowski, being pinned by her sister Candace, who is also a registered nurse. Isabel Peskova, being pinned by her mother Milan. Christy Piscatelli, being pinned by her mother, Kathy Piscatelli. Nikki Rinaldi, being pinned by her mother, Diane, who is also a nurse and a Wagner alumni. Angela Rizzi, being pinned by her mother, Lena. Samantha Smarko, being pinned by her mom, Laura G. Anthony Santamora, being pinned by his girlfriend, Evelyn, who is a nurse and also a Wagner alumni. Julie Schneider, being pinned by her mother, Laura Schneider. Daniela Niastura, being pinned by her mother, Rosario. Jade Williams, being pinned by her brother Ellis. Francis Wazowski, Sarah, his wife. Kathy Ewan, being pinned by her mom.
Another round of applause for our graduates. Thank you. They really did it. They really did it. This is a part of the ceremony that's actually a surprise to the students and the audience as well. We only bestow one award at our presentation of Pitt ceremony, and that is the R.J. Tillman Award. For over 10 years, Mrs. Nancy Tillman has made the trek from Syracuse. One of the first things I said this morning was, how was the ride? My nephew goes to SUNY Oswego, and they had 6 feet of snow just a few weeks ago. Nancy is accompanied by her sister Wendy and her brother-in-law Matt, who's a Staten Islander, as I learned. I met Nancy over 10 years ago, not at a happy time. For those of you that may have traveled up Howard Avenue, for the Staten Islanders in the room or the New Yorkers, you may have seen a ghost bike on Howard Avenue. That's an honor to her son RJ, who was a second-degree student, who, like many of you, had a degree already, was trying to find himself a little bit, and found Wagner's second-degree program, and was hard at work studying in the library for a med-surg exam with some of his classmates, and his mode of transportation was a bicycle. And upon leaving Wagner's campus, was going down the hill and was hit and killed. We've never found the person, how someone could continue to live their lives after taking somebody's life knowingly. It just blows me away. I met Nancy shortly afterwards when myself and the pastor of the college drove up to Syracuse to attend RJ's service, and we stayed for the repast, and I got to know her family a little bit better. It's over 10 years now that RJ is gone, and Nancy has come every single year, whether alone or with family members, to honor her son by giving an award to a student that the faculty has chosen based on the characteristics of RJ. I am so happy that Nancy's here again today, and she's going to come up and read the profile of the student that's been chosen for the RJ Tillman Award. Nancy.
Thank you, Dr. Cooper, for inviting me and for all what you do. Thanks to my sister and brother-in-law for driving me down here, and congratulations, students. I'm sure that you are so relieved that these 15 months are behind you and you're ready to start your next adventure. Best of luck, and we need you. Yes, RJ loved Wagner and he loved the nursing program. So when he died, I wanted to do something to honor that. And that's why this endowment fund came to be. And thanks to the generosity of family, friends, Wagner faculty and staff, and RJ's classmates, we are able to present this every year. And now I also share RJ's love for Wagner. So many things have happened to endear me. The morning after RJ died, the president of the college at the time called me, one of the first calls I got that morning, and invited me to come down and wanted to offer his condolences. And I don't think that many presidents of colleges and universities take the time to do that. His classmates organized a memorial service here on the campus. Some of those students also coordinated several fundraisers in his name. As Dr. Cooper said, she and the chaplain at the time drove to Syracuse for the funeral service. But the most recent experience was last year, I met Reverend Bonner, and she took me down a tour of the chapel, and we talked. And the next thing I knew, she realized that it was the 10th anniversary of RJ's death, and she organized a beautiful, beautiful memorial service. I was in Florida, but I did watch it on Zoom, and it was very touching. Then Reverend Bonner's husband graciously volunteered to repaint and repair the ghost bike on Howard Ave. So the caring and compassion just never ends here, and it continues to overwhelm me. So this year's recipient, chosen by the faculty, and I said, this is my 10th year doing this, and I'm always impressed by the bio of the students, but this one really blew me away. This is very impressive, I think. During undergraduate studies at Hunter College, this student took part in a medical mission to Columbia, providing free healthcare to children. This student also volunteered at Staten Island University Hospital Ambulatory Surgery Department. This student graduated in 2016 with a BA in biochemistry. After graduation, worked in a lab, but didn't feel fulfilled, so applied here to the second degree program. Currently donates time at the Addiction Angel combating Staten Island drug epidemic. Has done clinical rotations at Sloan Kettering, where he was described as amazing, critical thinker, and wonderful bedside manner. Faculty also says he is kind, caring, and hard worker. So I would like to present it to Jamie Ocampo.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you, Nancy. That was beautiful. Congratulations, Jamie. Well deserved. I'd like to invite Dr. Lori DeSena up to the podium for the Nightingale Pledge and candle lighting ceremony. I would ask that the students stand. You have little battery operated candles that should turn on. If they don't, it's okay. You just twist them. You twist the top a little bit. There you go.
Don't worry, if they don't work, it's fine.
They don't work, it's okay. We may need more batteries. Dr. DeSena?
Okay, so I'm going to read the Nightingale Pledge all together. Okay. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to pass my life in purity and to practice my profession faithfully. I will abstain from whatever is deleterious and mischievous and will not take or knowingly administer any harmful drug. I will do all in my power to maintain and elevate the standard of my profession and will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping and all family affairs coming to my knowledge in the practice of my calling. With loyalty will I endeavor to aid the physician in their work and devote myself to the welfare of those committed to my care. I'll hang on here, you let me know.
They're right here. Even though I taught the community health class with Dr. DeSena, I failed to realize that today, we announced the winners of the posters. Our students worked on research that began during the summer, I believe. What do you think of this cohort, the summer in the research class? And carried it through to their senior capstone course, of which they created a poster, a scholarly poster in groups, and they were presented. Posters were presented to the faculty about a week or so ago, and then the faculty vote on which posters we feel are the best. So Dr. DeSena, who teaches the community health course, will announce the poster winners. Lori?
Hello again. Okay, and this is a monetary award. So we have first, second, and third prize. So first prize goes to group number 11, the MIND program, combating infertility in female veterans. Gabrielle, excuse me if I mispronounce names, Gabrielle Ostremski, Minju Cho, and Danilyn Ursua. I'm giving this check, I'm giving the check to you. You need to disperse it. Okay, she has the check. Okay. Second prize, I'm sorry, first prize had 16 votes. Second prize goes to group number 3 with 13 votes. Childhood obesity in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, with Kai Wang, Jessica Lau, and Kathy Ewan. Who wants to check? There you go. Thank you very much. Okay, and then there was a tie for third place. So we have two third places. First one is group number 1. We had 8 votes. The Silent Killer of Staten Island Community District 2, hypertension, with Sonia Garofalo, Jamie Ocampo, and Angela Rizzi. And also with 8 votes, group number 15, the Spread of MRSA in the Orthodox community, Jewish community of Brooklyn, Alana Leader, Kristen Luisi, and Danielle Pelucci.
This is funded by Sigma.
The poster presentation was funded by Sigma, the Nursing Honor Society, and as I said, there are checks. It's a monetary prize. So
Thank you.
congratulations, everybody.
Almost done. You can all be seated. My closing remarks focus on the fact that it is such an unsettled healthcare industry today. Yet we work every single day to educate for the nursing profession so that we have more and more nurses out in the healthcare arena. I'm asking every single one of you from this moment on to lean in every single day, take that extra step, treat every single patient or client that comes across your path as the loved one that pinned you tonight. The world needs us more than ever, and not just nurses. We work so hard here at Wagner to help to mold you into the individuals that we know the world needs, the citizens that the world needs today. Population health disparities, diseases that start on the other side of the world are on the doorstep of New York City within hours. There is so much complexity today. There is so much need, and you're entering a really, really complex time in healthcare. Not unknown to you, and really no different than when we all entered at different points in our lives. But I'm asking you to always represent all of us every single day in the best way that you possibly can. We are always asking, what can we do better? What can we do to prepare you for a life after Wagner? I think we've done that. I need for you to be a productive part of the healthcare industry and of the community, and not just another nurse. Promise me that you'll do that. Work hard. Don't put your books away yet. Don't celebrate too much more after today. Pass NCLEX. Make me proud. The jobs are out there. It's the greatest profession in the world. Congratulations. This concludes our ceremony, but the photographer is going to direct the graduates into a group shot that we can capture everyone. So, Benjamin, please listen to him, and he will get everyone so that we can get the best shot possible. And then families are welcome to come up as well. I think we'll hit the lights on after the photo.